Hi, I'm Kitty Kelly. Trick or treat! And in today's class, I'll teach you how to do in a super fun way PKXD's Spooky Box! This amazing surprise box of PKXD Halloween that you can make a trick box or a treats box or even a gift box for someone who loves kitties. And I have a huge surprise to you in this video. Keep watching to discover it. And if you want to see more PKXD's box in real life, click in the link in the description and subscribe to Tata and Bobby because they've done almost all of them. But before you say, "But Kit Kelly, I don't know how to do it," I'll let you know there's no problem, cause I'm here to help you. Here, what we're gonna need: a pencil to make the sketch and some marks, and also an eraser to erase the sketch later, a ruler to measure the pieces and everything fits right. Cardboard will be the structure of our box, so we'll need a lot of it. And also we'll need help from an adult, scissors, and we'll need glue and tape to put the pieces together. If you don't have all the materials now, you can gather little by little and then come back here to watch again. We'll also need elastic. Mine is pink, but it can be any elastic you have. We'll need materials to decorate our box, such as colored pencils and also colored papers, or crayons, or markers, ink, whatever you want to use. I'll also use satin ribbon, but if you don't have it, no problem. You can substitute it and use your creativity to adapt and improvise with the materials you have available. And a few more things that I will improvise during the video. And the most important that everyone needs is to subscribe to my channel and hit the notifications bell to always be the first to receive new videos. And now that you're a SubsKit, like it and let me know you're enjoying this kind of content of do-it-yourself of PKXD, and I'll keep you bringing you more. So let's get started! So first I'll take my cardboard and I'll cut it into squares. I'll need 5 equal sized squares to fit just right, so use the ruler to mark the right size, and if you have difficulty with this part, ask for help from an adult. Now that I have the 5 squares, I will assemble them forming a plus sign. This will be the base of the box, the bottom part. Then I'm going to tape only the parts that meet in the middle square, so they have this opening and closing movement. The sides fold inwards, but do not open any further than was already on this flat table, and don't put tape on the sides. Now I'm going to take a thicker white paper and cut into squares like the ones we just made, and we're going to use it to cover our box. But first, I'll take my elastic and cut it into strips a little bigger than the squares. I'm going to fold the excess inside and glue them to the box, leaving the elastic at the exact size on each side. Wait for it to dry. I used clips to hold it while the glue dried, and now I'm going to glue the white papers to make the inside of the box. To glue it, you can pass the paper inside the elastic and bend the ends to apply the glue underneath. You can use any color paper you like to decorate your box. I think white will match mine. Now that I've glued it everywhere and the outside of my cardboard is already white, I won't do anything on it, but if yours isn't, you can paste white paper to make this box or customize it as you prefer. Now I'm going to make the box lid. I'll need one more square for the top, but this time it should be a little bit bigger than the one at the bottom to fit. These sides also have to follow this measurement, but they are shorter, so we need 4 rectangles for the sides and 1 square for the top. After measuring them all, with attention to make it right so they fit, just cut them out and we'll assemble it at the same weight as a plus sign. If you have a cardboard big enough to draw the cover in a plus sign, it's even easier. You don't even need to separate the square from the rectangles. Now we tape it on all sides to make it look like this. And I also covered the lid with white paper to make a nice finish later, but you can cover it however you want. And I'm going to start customizing my box, remembering that I'm going to make the spooky box, the kitten one, but you can make any one you like. The structure tutorial is the same, just change the customization. To make the spooky box, we just need to mark curved lines, which look like line down parentheses. On the sides is one big curved line, from side to side and right at the bottom. For the front and back are two curved lines, and in this part of customization, it's time to use all of your creativity. You can make the surprise box you like the most, or even invent a new one. Can you imagine having a box inspired by you and the things you like? I already made a Kit Kelly surprise box. Now it's your turn to make yours. If the curved lines don't match in the middle, no problem, cause the junction will be covered by the ribbon later. Now sound the mess alert! I'm going to use paint to paint my blocks black. And if you're also going to use paint, do it in a place where it's okay if it get dirty, and also be careful where you leave it drying, so you don't get in trouble. So let's fill the top of the box with black, and below the curved lines we draw, it will be white. And from now on, get ready to see Kit Kelly always smear with paint, cause I'm really messy. Now while my box dries, I'll make the Cutest Tail. For that, I took a sheet of newspaper and I'm going to roll it up tight. I fold it in half and twist a little more, and to hold, I will wrap it with tape. And I recommend covering the tape with paper, cause I tried to paint directly on tape and the paint didn't stick very well. After I put the paper, it was much easier. Then I colored my tail to look cute and painted black. And I already let you know that I got my hands all dirty doing this, but no problem, this paint comes out with water. And if you prefer, you can make your box without the tail too. Now I'm going to let it dry, and in the meantime, I'm going to glue my ribbon around the box. And I love its color. If you don't have a ribbon, you can do it with paper or even draw it. You can use any fabric or material you have available. Just measure the size needed to go around the entire box, cut the right size, leaving a little left over for gluing, then glue all sides, always stretching the ribbon very well. A super cool tip is to create a custom box by drawing your favorite Halloween PKXD items all over it. I wanna know what you like the most about this incredible event, so comment down below. Now I'm going to make the bow on the front of the box, so I'm going to need another piece of ribbon, and I'm going to teach you how to make a beautiful bow in a super easy way that you can use as decoration in various types of gift wrapping. So to make the bow, we cut a piece of ribbon and wound it to a circle, and we're going to glue the ends together to close the circle. Let's join in the middle, and with another piece of ribbon, we will tie this folded part. You can fold the ribbon you will use to tie the bow. And you will see how beautiful our bow is with this super easy trick. Now to tie the bow, instead of cutting my ribbon, I'll color and paste to give a nice finish, but it's optional. Oh, this bow is so easy and beautiful that I wanna make a lot of bows to decorate everything! Do you feel the way too? Or am I crazy? Well, now let's take the piece of ribbon we cut for the bow and glue it like a circle. If you make two folds, you get a beautiful double lace. With this piece of we just rolled, I will wind the bow and tie it with a simple knot at the back. Cut the leftovers and hide it. Then just model your bow to make it look pretty. And if you don't want to make the box, you can draw it and then send me on my Instagram at KitKatOfficial with only one F so I can share your art. This is a fake bow, just decorative, but there's no problem cause we won't need it to close the box, which will be opened by pulling the lid up. So I'm going to make the remaining ribbons below it with two strips of ribbon, and I'm going to glue these ribbons to the back, leaving only the tips showing. So don't worry about making a bow that works, as these are harder to make look so pretty. Now just stick our bow in the middle of the box on the front, and we're done with this part. But just for now, we still have more to do here. So we can go back to the tail, which should be dry already. I'm going to measure a width of the tape at the tip of the tail and leave a space where I'm going to make a super nice detail later. And below that space, I measure a piece of ribbon to glue there. As I always tell you, we have to be creative and improvise. I decided to make a special detail in this tail, and I used materials that I hadn't even mentioned at the beginning, cause creativity is like that. The ideas come from nowhere and we have to put it into practice. So to make the white part of the tail, I'm going to use cotton. It will be super fluffy like a Cutest Tail. So just put the glue on the tail and roll up the cotton. I love this improvised detail and it's super easy to do. Now let's glue the tail to the back of the box, cut the leftover paper to be able to fold. If you prefer, you can fold inwards. I folded outwards to give more support, and then I will make a better finish. Apply a stronger glue in this part, and now you have to be very patient to hold it in place until it dries. And while our box is drying, let's do one more super important detail, the ears. For that, I'm going to draw a mold on paper and then pass it to cardboard and get two identical ears. So I'm going to start by drawing a triangle but using curved lines, the same way we draw kitten ears. Draw in a size that fits the size of your box. And I'm going to draw these flaps for folding and pasting later. This part will be fun because it's like solving a puzzle. And remember that if you have difficulty, you can pause the video or slow down the playback speed or even go back and watch it again and again until you understand. Just don't give up. It's important to leave a space between the flaps on the curved parts so you can fold them without wrinkling the paper too much. The underside can be straighter so the flap can be large, as you won't need to bend this part of the paper. It will serve to connect the ears to the box. When you finish the sketch, cut and fold the flaps to make another mold. Pay attention to this part. After you already have one more ear mold, let's draw the inner part of the ear in this mold, which is the same shape we already have but smaller, and this one will turn into two more pieces. The first part we draw is behind the ear. The bigger outline that looks like a letter V is the front part, and the small part is the inside. Now let's get a thicker paper to draw the pieces. Let's make two of each, and with this mold we can make all of them the same size so they fit together. This tutorial is a little bit more difficult, but I guarantee it's a lot of fun to create these arts, and count on your family and friends to help you create and have fun together. And the parts of the mold that we didn't make flaps, just add them now. If you prefer an easier way, just make the big triangle and draw the details on it. Now we're going to measure more or less the size of the triangular pieces to make the thickness of the ear, but always make it larger than the measure because we need to leave a flap to fold and it's better to have more than less. For that, we will need two rectangles for the outside of the ear and two smaller rectangles for the inner outline, so it's 4 for each ear. You decide how thick you want it, but the inner part of the small triangle can be thinner than the outer part. Keep watching to understand. After you finish the sketch, let's cut out all the pieces and fold the flaps to start assembling the ear puzzle. So let's start with the rectangles, making them a little more curved to fit around the ear. We're gonna need two rectangles and we join them together with a little bit of tape to make it look really pointy, like a kitten's ears. I put glue on the flaps of the back of the ear to put these two parts together. Now let's repeat the same in the small part, which is the inside of the ear, using the smaller rectangles. Look how cool it already looks! We need to repeat everything in the other one so we can finish customizing our box. And paste this small part on that piece that looks like a letter V, still using the flaps we designed. To finish now, just join all the pieces, gluing them very gently so it doesn't wrinkle. Be very patient in this part, but don't give up because the result is amazing! Now that it's ready, I'm going to finish it in black on the outside, the inner outline of the ear in white, and the inside in pink with a piece of the ribbon, just like this! Look how cool it looks! I did the same as PKXD, but you can customize it as you like. Now that the tail is already glued and very steady, let's also glue the ears to finish this part. Remember the flaps we left below? We're going to put some glue on them and fix them to the box. It's also good to hold them tight till the glue dries on both ears. Now that it has dried, our box is ready! Everything is fine on the lid part, and I'll show you how we are going to use the bottom part. That one we leave all open. We can use this box to put a gift in it and surprise someone. You can use the elastics to hold small things, or letters and drawings, or even make a prank with someone. I'll show you how it works in a little while, and I also have a surprise for you who stay with me this far. But to close, you need to lift all sides, join them in the middle, and put the lid to hold them together, just like this. And we finished! finished our PKXD spooky box and look how cute it is! Everything is so beautiful, the tail, the ears, the bow, and I love it making it. Use your creativity to make yours your own way. And now what is inside it? Let's find out how it works. So I'm going to take the lid off. Trick or treat! And... candies! Yay! Well, look like I got treats and not tricks. And the surprise is that I have an extra box. And if you share this video a lot and it gets a lot of views, like 5,000 views, I'll teach you how to make the medieval box too. And what's it inside this one? Trick or treat! Die! Oh, ew! Oh no, looks like it wasn't very lucky this time. I'd rather get candy than disgusting cockroaches. Ew! No, I'll empty this box and I'll be right back. Now it's time for you to share this video with all of your friends. Don't forget to comment on your favorite PKXD surprise box. And of those I've made, which is your favorite? The medieval or the spooky? And if comments on this video are disabled, follow me on my social medias at KidKellyOfficial with only one F and comment there your favorite box and what else do you wanna learn. Now like it and see you in the next video. Bye!